Hello everyone, my name is Manuel Rivas and we own a company. It's called Northern Virginia Property Services. We work in Northern Virginia obviously, and we work with native plants and native gardens and all the fun stuff that involves that. Our company offers services as could be maintenance, and we also do installations. You know, if you have a lot of invasive, we go and do removals, remove all the invasives and transform it with using native plants. We got into native plants, you know, luckily I met some great people. One person, her name is Ann Garvey, you know, just I guess a fate of destiny, you know, we end up working at her house, doing something else, so some hardscapes, and we start talking about natives, and you know, she engaged me into this. Then I met Susan Abraham, you know, and we started working together, doing many installations, and started learning a lot about it, you know, and I got interested about the environment and the good things that we can do to make it better. And that's how we got into it. Our company is different in many ways. The approach that we take to gardens, you know. Many landscapes now, they only see what's pretty, you know. They see a pink rose and, you know, they go and put a whole bunch of those roses or whatever other plants, you know. And without understanding if that plant is helpful to the environment, if we provide some shelter or food for all the species around. So our company, you know, uses native plants to provide that shelters. So that's how our company is different. We are focused on the environment and the what's best for it, you know, and we don't try to follow what the other ones do. We try to learn what's best. Okay, the way our company train our workers, you know, the best way that I found is, you know, hands-on. You know, we have a garden, you know, whenever, you know, we always are around, so whenever we're working, you know, I tell them the names of the plants, teach them the names of the plants, so what they do, what they good for, or what's an invasive, what is not. So that's the best approach, hands-on, you know, on the job site. I guess that's the best way to learn. But, you know, in our phones, you know, whenever I find a good link, stuff that they can use, I send it to them, send the pictures of the things, you know, what should be or should not be. Or, you know, when we install a garden, when it's new, you know, we take a lot of pictures and record what we do. And a year later or two, you know, we go back and see the difference, and I explain to them what we did and all that. So that's how they learn, how they pick everything else, you know. And I don't know if they probably do some research on the side, but that's how we get to teach them. Our customers are looking for, when they hire us, they're looking for a different approach, not just the regular approach that is chemicals and making everything nice and neat, as you know, there's many people think that's the way to go, you know. So people want to have a less impact in the environment and find ways to make a garden look as pretty as other gardens, but without having much impact in the environment, a negative impact anyways. We try, our company tries to avoid chemicals, you know, to the max, you know, to the max. And, you know, we probably use alternatives to it. Like, let's say we try to not to use Roundup, and I don't think we haven't used it in years now. Nuestra compañía, our company does long maintenance. And yes, our approach is different, you know. Many of their companies will, you know, get their chemicals out and go spot treat every invasive that they see, and, you know, just keep going doing their stuff with chemicals. We do not do that. What we try to do is probably, first you have to do a soil analysis, see what's your soil, see if it's good enough, and depending what it needs, we'll go and add. And in many cases, a good thing to do is to treat your soil, add some amendments like a good organic compost to it, aerating is good, to promote the root growth. And in overall, grass is great, but if you can get rid of it, you can add some clover to it, which is, will be a lot better. Clover will add more nitrogen to your soil, make it more environmentally friendly. So those are ways to do it, and if you are around here, everywhere you see people with sprinklers watering a lot every day, that's not a good thing. That promotes fungus, which is not good. So probably the best thing to do is, water deep but less, and you cut your grass higher. Keep it dry, a little taller. That will improve your lawn. It will do a better job, and it will be more environmentally friendly. Okay, the best way to install and mulch a tree. Okay, the recommended way, if you have a root ball, let's say 12 inches, it will require a hole 3 times bigger. So you have your 12 inches ball, it will require 12 inches on this side and 12 inches on this side. That will give you a 36-inch hole. That it will give the tree opportunity to grow the roots in a much easier way. The ground will be softer, so roots will be easier to grow. And some good organic compost will be really good for the tree. And once you have that, we have a practice where we do half moons. Let's say, we have a little slope right here. So we try to capture water. We try to capture water by creating a half moon in the tree. So if water is coming this way, half moon will be in this way. So when it rains, water will be captured in that tree. And plant it to ground level. Ground level is the way to plant a tree. I see many people plant trees like volcanoes shaped like that, which is not a good practice to do. It's not good for the root system, not good for the tree, and it doesn't look pretty at all. If you go to a forest, you'll see how trees are, and they are not planted in a volcano way. They are just natural. And after doing all those steps, you mulch around your tree enough, about an inch and a half, enough to cover soil and to retain water moisture. Retain the moisture, and adding a layer of compost will help you to stop weeds, so you don't have much weeds growing there. When people put mulch around the trunk of the tree, that will choke and eventually kill the tree. A good way to see how high it should be, your soil and your mulch. If you look at the tree, tree has something that's called a flare at the bottom. Flare of the tree. So you should not go above the beginning of the flare. Beginning of the flare of the tree, that's when you should stop adding soil or mulch. If you put mulch above that, the tree will choke and eventually will die. It will slowly die, painfully die. So, not a good practice to do. If I would recommend any mulch, I think leaf mulch is what we prefer. Leaf mulch is just basically leaves, that are grounded, and they add soil to it, and they are made in the environmentally friendly way. So, and it's really good because since they are leaves, they tend to decay soon, so a lot of nutrients will go to your soil faster than any other mulch. And after that, I think I will recommend a hardwood mulch, double-threaded hardwood with no dyes, no colors on it, just that's it. And I think those two I will recommend to use best. Okay, when it comes to pruning and shearing native shrubs, do I recommend that? Yes, absolutely. definitely. That's an easy way to keep your shrubs and trees healthy. Naturally, the species do it. They always trimming the trees. If you don't see it, they eating the leaves. They are they're taking care of that in a natural way. So yes, it's trimming is a good way to promote growth for a tree. It's a good way to get rid of disease or the broken limbs that may affect the tree. Some of them they crisscross. That's not a good for a tree. Or, so you go and do that. And pruning is a good way to control it. And trimming, trimming. Using shears. Yes, it's really good, but probably not for every plant. You always want to keep the natural look of a plant. That's the idea of this. But by trimming the tops of a bush, what you do is that you encourage the bush to grow sideways, so it grows dense and fuller. Let's say you want to do a hedge, that's what you do. Probably a couple of times a year. You trim it, you keep it short, and it will not grow up. It will grow sideways, and it will make it fuller and a lot denser. So yes, trimming and shearing is a good thing for the plants. Okay, to other companies to see if this is a profitable business. Yes, it is, and at the same time, you're making the world a better place. So yes, to other companies, though, don't be afraid of losing customers over this. I know it's a transition. I know it's probably something hard to do. We started doing that, but little by little we have moving to native, and there is a lot of people up there that wants to work with native. Now is growing. I remember 3-4 years ago, you did not, at least I didn't hear as much. Now I do. There's a lot of people talking about this. You can hear the government talking about this, and a lot of people is doing it. And believe it or not, there is not too many people, not too many landscapers doing this type of work. So yes, there is right now is a good time to probably get into it, to start doing it, because you will be a pioneer doing this kind of things. And don't be afraid of that. Eventually everyone, this is going to be it is a trend being started right now, but eventually all this is going to be normal. And all these practices that we know right now as a regular landscaping, many of them will be gone or disappear or useless. So yeah, I would recommend to make a transition to this, so you make money and you'll be happy that you're helping the environment. If I would tell my people looking at me right now, it's just do your part in helping the environment. This earth, we're gonna be here for a little, I don't know how long, but we have our kids, they have their kids and everyone else, and I think we should leave a better place than what we found it, and no matter how small the things that you do to change the environment, that's big. If there are so many people on earth and we all did a little bit, just one little thing to change, that will make a big difference. So start doing your part. Do what you have to do. Plant a native tree. Go volunteer in a native garden, and you'll see the difference. You learn, and once you learn, you'll be all into it.